Hi ladies, welcome back to day 27, and today we are talking about being afraid of the talk. You know, it completely befuddles my mind that sex was originally created by God, by our awesome God, who is holy and righteous and pure and blameless. Like, He created sex in the garden for Adam and Eve, and He said, rock it and go populate the earth. I mean, it was His idea in the first place. And yet, the church has remained predominantly silent on this idea about sex. Now, we won't even go there, but I'm looking at the world, and I'm looking at the messages that they are sending about sex, and I'm looking at how they are using God's original design of sex to sell hamburgers and shampoo and makeup. Like, it's completely crazy. You cannot drive down the road, walk through the mall, pick up a magazine, watch a movie without sex being used to sell product or grab your attention or entice you to stay, to stay in the game. And so, ladies, I am so believing that God is going to use this generation to take sex back from the world and put it in its rightful place in marriage. And I am believing that this generation is going to be known as the generation that has the greatest sex on the planet, because they were created in God's image, and they are rocking their sex drives, and they know how to just do this thing, how to do it right. And you're doing the hard stuff to learn how to take this back from the enemy. And I just can we just celebrate that for a second? Awesome. Way to go. Okay, so ladies, today's summary of day 27 is what we don't talk about in the light will be misused in the darkness. You know, maybe you grew up in a home or go to a church or go to a school where sex is not talked about in God's boundaries, the way God designed it. You know, you might be ashamed, you might be blushing when we bring up the subject of sex. Your parents might be blushing. It might be super awkward to think about your parents having sex, but guess what? They did, or you wouldn't be here. Ha! So I just want to encourage you, ladies, that if there is any part of your heart that cringes or gets awkward or is ashamed to talk about sex or to ask questions to the safe, healthy people around you that love Jesus and want what's best for you, you know, that you would begin to face some of those fears, and that you would talk to the Lord about those things. Like, God, why am I ashamed? What's that about, Lord? Let's see here. Man, there's just so many good questions in your interact area. And, yeah, I love the activation part too. We challenge you today in your activation part. It says, what do you hope to be able to tell your future children about your journey from the battlefield to the bedroom and the beauty of intimacy in marriage? You know, what is the story that you want to be able to share with your children about how you and your husband or your future husband did it? You know, write a short letter to your children explaining that saving sex for marriage is about a lot more than just a bunch of roles. Isn't that amazing, ladies? Isn't that the journey that you're on? You are taking ground that is going to matter 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now. I just think that's incredible. So I cheer you on today. I celebrate what God is doing in your life today. And I challenge you to begin to think to your future. What kind of story are you writing that you get to pass on to your children and your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren? It's amazing. It's amazing. I'm so with you today, and I'm excited for all that God's going to do in your heart today. Thank you, Jesus. All right, ladies, have a fantastic day.